sir.
Thank you. Hello.
How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Faith.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
Faith.
you too. Hi, TJ.
I'm good, and you?
Well, thank you for your cues.
All right.
Oh, hello.
Good.
How are you
Hello.
guys?
Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you.
much for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting
I hear you're
us.
coming all the way from the UK.
Yes, we are
Oh.
from the cold weather to come to the sun.
I can see you're not even wearing a jersey.
Yes, I haven't done this
And
for a long
welcome to
time.
PP
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. You can
Appreciate
take
it.
a seat.
Thank you.
Muzzie, it is great seeing you in South Africa. Our relationship is spanned over the years where we've been talking about, opportunities here, opportunities there. And I'm excited that you are actually coming through and you're meeting one of the key persons that ensures that all of our deals are moving in secure, safely, and they are done in a legal way. And this is Phatheka. So, Muzzie, I just want to explain to you that at the TJ tribe, there are not so many opportunities that go by without having to come to this office. It can be a JV, the contracts are written within this office. It can be just buying a property, it is done within this office. Our friends who are friends of the tribe who are overseas, some of them, they're wanting to do structure their businesses correctly, be it is setting up a trust or even just creating a company. All of those things have been happening within this office. So you are in good hands today.
Thank you very much, TJ. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Phatheka, for the time that you've offered to come and speak to us at the moment about investing in property and real estate in South Africa. So just a quick brief, as you may have already been told, I invest in property in the UK, and we're looking to expand and actually invest further out, specifically in South Africa. And we just want to have a better understanding of how the processes work and what it is that we need to look out for in terms of how to invest, how does that work, and how can we potentially work with other people who can help us with things that we can't do because we're so far away. So speaking to you today, just want to have a better understanding of what it is that you can help with, and if you can actually give us some detail about how the process works on a legal aspect. So to start with, if you're okay with it, could you just give us information about what it is that you do?
I understand in your side that you have attorneys, meaning each party has got his or her own attorney. Here in South Africa, you've got one attorney who does the transfer. And if you are not paying the property via a bond, so meaning if you are not applying for finance, then there will be only that attorney. Otherwise, if you are not paying cash, you are applying for finance, then the bank where you are receiving the finance will then and appoint an attorney that will then register your bond. So meaning now your invoice will be from the attorney that does the transfer to your name, and the second one will be the attorney that registers the bond in your name. Now, what happens in South Africa when you purchase a property is that the seller is the one who has the right to appoint or to choose an attorney. So meaning as a buyer, you don't have that right to choose an attorney to transfer the property to your name. In South Africa, the seller is the one who has the right. Now, what I usually advise property investors is that at the very, very beginning, when you identify a potential property or a potential investment property, you need to negotiate, especially if there's an agent, negotiate with the agent that you want to use your own attorney, someone that you're comfortable, especially if you're going to pay cash, because you don't want to pay your cash to someone you don't know. So you need to pay your cash to your own attorney, meaning the attorney that you know and you trust.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for sharing that information. Could you just give us a bit of information about the process then? So at the point that we purchase the property, let's say we've actually agreed a sale with the vendor and we want to buy it. at what point do you guys come in on a legal aspect, and what does that actually entail all the way in terms of A to Z on the legal aspect? What we're sort of concerned about is trying to make sure that everything is done legally. The last thing we would want as people that are outside of the country is to be told that you now got the set of keys, but there's a point somewhere that was missed, or there's a step that was missed on a legal aspect. So therefore, you then have issues, or the property isn't really yours, or there's someone else who's, attached to that property that you didn't know about because we don't understand the legal aspects, or there's extra taxes that you now have to pay because there's certain things that you didn't know about. So could you just talk us through the A to Z of what it is that we need to look out for and what it is that you usually do for it?
In terms of the process, so that is the change of ownership process. Ne? So what happens is that you will obviously identify the assets and you show interest in the asset. Now you want to purchase the asset. Now, depending on whether there is an agent or there is no agent, okay? Now, if there is an agent, obviously the agent will prepare a sale agreement for you, or if there is no agent, then you need to get an attorney to prepare that sale agreement for you. But the most important part then, whether the sale agreement is prepared by the agent or by your attorney, the most important is for you to be able to understand this contract. So I usually recommend that before you sign this sale agreement, they call it an offer to purchase. Before you sign this offer to purchase, or before you offer to purchase this property, please make sure you understand the terms of this offer to purchase so that you are not just offering on something you don't know. Ne? So then in that case, it means at that stage, you now have negotiated. Let's say if you were lucky, you negotiated with the seller, you're going to use your own attorney. Then what we then offer is that if we are, in any case, even if we are not appointed, if you feel that, you know what, I need to understand this agreement, then in this agreement, you need to share it with your trusted attorney, or you can share it with me if I am your trusted attorney. So you can send it to me, then we can go through it together, because I don't read it alone. I want to read it with you so that you can then understand the terms and the conditions in this contract, and also advising you what sort of documents you need to request up front from the seller, so that you should see, for example, one most important document is the title deed. That is the title deed of the specific property, so that we can see how this title deed can be, we can see the conditions in this title deed, so that then we should know, because the most important, especially if you're a property investor, is to ensure that you are purchasing the property that you want to use. For example, your why to buy. Why are you buying this property? So we need to understand, so that then the title deed conditions to speak to that, because most importantly, you are buying this property for income generating activities, for example, or you want to let's say you want to subdivide and build something, or is already built and you want to renovate, all those nitty-gritties, or we need to discuss those things before you sign this contract, because it's very much important to ensure that any terms you need, those terms are actually in the contract. So the most important is that document. We need to see this offer to purchase, or it's called a sale agreement, so that we put everything that you need in this agreement so that it protects you.
Right. Interesting. Thank you very much for sharing that information. It seems like your processes in terms of the legal aspects are really closely similar to the ones that we have in the UK. The difference being obviously a major point that you highlighted there about legal representation. So for us in the UK, the buyer and the seller both have independent legal representation, and it's a legal requirement for each of them to have it. And obviously, from what you've just shared, it's only the seller who has that independent legal representation, and they can choose whether you can have it or not. It's quite interesting to hear that. So how do we actually go about that to try to make sure that as the buyer, I have someone who can legally look out for me and represent my interests and make sure that the purchase that I'm going for is fully covered? Can you just quickly talk
Yes,
through
in
that
South
process for us?
Africa,
Thank you.
in South Africa, you as a buyer of the property, you definitely do not have that right, but that right is negotiated. So you can negotiate that right with the seller so that the seller can say yes or no. And if the seller says no, obviously it means you have to appoint your own attorney who can be able to assist you in terms of receiving your purchase price if you are paying cash, and then ensuring that guarantees are issued, ensuring that your documents are signed, ensuring that the whole process actually runs smoothly, and that you as a buyer, you are protected. Because the most important part, which is why sellers have got this right, is because someone has to protect their right. So then the sellers sometimes they don't feel comfortable, because should there be a dispute between the seller and the buyer, then the attorney needs to choose a side. So meaning I need to choose who I represent. I can't represent both parties when there's a dispute. So that is why most sellers are not comfortable. Not to say they are not comfortable. That is why sellers have got this right to appoint an attorney. So appointing an attorney, then it means that their interest as sellers is protected. Now, for your own interest as a buyer or investor, it must also be protected by ensuring that you appoint your own attorney. That own attorney then will be the one who oversees the whole process and ensuring that your right as a buyer of the property or investor, then it is protected. Né? So we need to ensure that you actually get in touch with someone that you know, someone that you trust.
Right, I see. I understand. So we can still appoint a legal representative to oversee the process and sort of look out for our interests, but they can't be part of the final sign off. So, okay, so we can still get someone to actually cover for that. Appreciate you sharing that information. So, finally, then, just to put this to a close, with all of the information that you've shared, and I know some of the people that are in the UK that are looking to invest are already investors, so they have a good understanding of some of the things that we have talked about today. Now, there are some who have been saving up some money for a long time. They're working in a certain job and they're interested in investing back home, so to speak, and South Africa being one of the homes. But with the stuff that we've spoken about, it may come across really complicated for them because it's not something that they've been exposed to before. Are these services that you particularly can actually help people with who are outside of the country?
Yes, these are the services that I can assist people with, because property investors, obviously, they don't know much about some of the South African laws. That is why then in offering this service, we would love to engage with the property investor at the time when they identify their asset, so that then we can walk the journey together, and ensuring that the negotiation in terms of appointing an attorney is there. We obviously back you up and advise on how to negotiate. And then again, if the seller says yes, and then we then carry on to assist in terms of receiving your cash funds. We are obviously obligated in terms of our legal practice council that we need to receive your funds as a client and invest it for you. So we can't keep it in G for mahala. So we need to invest it for you so that it can earn interest for you. And then whenever then the funds are needed to pay to the seller, once the process is done, then it gets done. So then in that case, it means what will happen is once we receive the sale agreement, let's say all of the negotiations are done and now the contract is signed. Once that contract is signed, it means that we then take over. In taking over, then obviously we'll receive your cash, we'll receive your Phatheka documents, we'll receive everything else. And then with your cash specifically, we then have to invest it for you. Cannot sit in our trust account in carrying interest for our legal practice counsel. We have to invest it so that that interest belongs to you. And then we know that once the process is at the end, then the guarantees have already been issued so that the cash can be paid to the seller's attorney, or it can be paid to the seller once the process is complete. Yes, we offer that service, and we really love to actually love working with property investors, but we love to be engaged in this process at the very beginning so that we don't get to a process where there's already issues. So at the moment where you'd identify the property, then that's when then we need to get in, and then we need to talk about the contract. We need to talk about the reasoning behind you buying this property. We need to talk about what is it that you want to see in this property, what is the due diligence conditions that you want to put in the contract. We need to know the cash amount, when do you think it will be available, because all of those things are very much important in the contract, so that then when we present it to the seller for signature, at least we know that you are comfortable. So that is the service we offer to all our property investors. And then also obviously discussing the ownership. So how do you want to own this property? Is it in your name? Is it in your company? Is it in your trust? So all of those things are very much important to be discussed at the very, very, very beginning.
There are some services that you can provide and actually help us with in situations like these. Thank you ever so much for the time that you gave us to share this information. This has been absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure your contact details will be shared as well for people to be aware of where to get you and where to find you. Thank you very much, Phatheka.